Welcome to another week of Eye of the Storm, a Guelph Storm podcast with myself, Ryan Drury, the voice of your Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. And I'm very pleased to be joined by quite literally the newest member of Storm Nation, a guy who was drafted in 2023 and just signed his standard player agreement with the Guelph Storm, someone everyone's very excited to have joining the team, Lev Katzin. Lev, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. And on that note, obviously, just signing your agreement, you're going to come up and play with the Storm, something everybody, like I said, is really buzzing about. But take me back to getting drafted in the OHL. I know maybe initially it wasn't maybe a potential option for you. I know you're a Penn State commit, but take us back to 2023 and getting the call that you were drafted by the Guelph Storm. What was that like for you and your family?
Yeah, obviously, I have the honor to be drafted by such a great organization. So it's just awesome to be able to be drafted by them. And then obviously to be able to play for this organization is amazing. But there's such rich history, and it's just awesome to be a part of it.
Well, like I said, a lot of people are really excited about you coming up here. I know you've spent some time in the USHL, and like I mentioned, you're committed to Penn State University, which has a long, illustrious history themselves across many different sports. Let's just get right to it. Obviously, the change in rules with the NCAA. How much did that change factor into you agreeing to come up and play with the Storm?
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to have the opportunity to play closer to home, and that rule change happening played a very important role in coming over here to play for Guelph, and just to be closer to my family helped a lot for sure.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I think a lot of people were skeptical about what the rule would mean, but I think this is great. And being able to open up doors for players like yourselves, I think it's nothing but a positive thing. And then obviously, the decision to put pen to paper and sign that standard player agreement, know you're going to come up here and play. What was that moment recently like for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I've dreamed of playing in this league as a kid, so to finally be able to do that, it's awesome. Just so thankful for my family, my coaches, and Guelph for having this opportunity.
Take me back to when you were a little kid. I know you were from the Thornhill area, and there's a lot of rich hockey history there. A lot of great players have come from that region, and obviously growing up playing in the GTHL. Take me back to when you were a little kid, first falling in love with the game. What do you remember best about that time, and around when did you start playing?
Yeah, actually, I was really young when I fell in love with the game. My older brother probably knows the story a little better than I do, or remembers it a little better than I do. But I could have been like around 1 years old when I saw him playing mini sticks in my basement, and I just wanted to be just like him. So I grabbed the mini stick, and then from then I just fell in love with the game. Started playing competitive, like real hockey games around like two and a half. No, sorry, started skating at 2.5 and started playing on a team, my first team at the age of 5.
Pretty incredible stuff. So you're a hockey lifer, that's for sure. What kind of inspired you to continue playing? Who are some significant people along the way in your life that kept your hockey dream going?
Yeah, just my parents are super important to me. They've sacrificed their entire lives for me and my brothers just to be able to play. So they keep me going every day. Just to know how much work they've put in to be able to put me into such an expensive sport is I owe a lot back to them for sure. And then, like I said, my brothers are hockey players, and they always keep me going. They always push me even when I'm down. So it's awesome to have that.
Well said. And I know that obviously your family played a big role. I wonder who were some maybe role models for you along the way that you looked up to. Were there any players you remember watching growing up? Maybe not even necessarily in the NHL that inspired you and you thought, hey, I'd like to play like that guy?
Yeah, there's been a few guys. Most of them, like I said, from Toronto. My family loves Toronto, and the earliest memory I have of watching NHL hockey was when the Leafs played the Bruins in 2013 in the playoffs, and I just remember seeing how upset my brother and dad was by Brad Marchand, just like the way he plays. So he's a guy that I model my game after for sure. And then there's some other guys that are obviously incredible at what they do, so I try to model it after them as well. But I'd say my biggest hockey on ice role model is definitely Marchand.
Wow, Brad Marchand. I think Guelph fans are going to be really excited to hear that. If you were a scout breaking down the strengths of your game, put your scouting hat on for us. What are some of the major strengths of your game, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'd say my speed with the puck. I'm a 200-foot player. I'm pretty creative, and um, I play both ends of the ice. I take pride in playing the defensive end as much as the offensive end, and IQ as well. Those are some of the strengths that I've developed over the past few years, and that I've noticed in my own game.
Well, I'll serve you real well in the Ontario Hockey League, and I mean, I know that'll really endear you to the coaching staff here. How much have you been able to talk with Corey Stillman and the staff already as you gear up for your first career OHL game?
Yeah, I've been in touch with them, learning the systems, talking about what they like to see in players, and just trying to understand how to help the team win in the best way possible.
What's it mean to you to be able to join a team with a coach that's a multiple Stanley Cup winner? I mean, Corey Stillman was a really good NHL player. What's it mean to you to be able to kind of have a coach like that to lean on? He was a very offensive player like yourself, but played the defensive side of the puck really well too. I mean, he didn't win two Stanley Cups by accident. What's
Yeah,
it mean to you to be able to have a guy on the bench like that to kind of lean on and pick his brain a little bit?
yeah, I mean it's amazing. Just to have someone who loves winning as much as myself and my other teammates is awesome. Like he knows how to win, and just to learn from him and just to listen to everything he says because he's done it and he knows how to win. So it's just awesome to have that guy in your corner.
Well, Lev, I know that you were a very highly touted prospect when you were drafted in the league, and a big reason why is the numbers that you were putting up with the Toronto Marlboroughs organization. I got to read them off here because they're pretty insane. In your OHL draft year for the U16 Toronto Marlies, 81 games, 56 goals, 87 assists, 143 points. Dude, those are video game numbers that you put up in like NHL career mode. You put them up in real life. Walk me through that magical season because those numbers they read ridiculous off the computer, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those look pretty good, but like I said, with those assists, like those come from other guys putting the pucks in the net, and scoring goals come from other guys giving you the puck. Like I had a really good team. I was fortunate enough to play with some really good line mates that definitely made that possible for myself.
Spoken like a humble hockey player. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's an incredible season. And then obviously, like we touched on before, I mean, you've got a lot of experience playing in the USHL, obviously 66 games down with Green Bay. And in those 66 games, you put up 39 career points. Tell us a little bit about that league because I feel like people, especially big OHL fans, don't necessarily pay enough attention to the USHL, which has been turning out a lot of really high end talent over the last few years. What's your impression of the league? Sell it to us a little bit. Like, what's special about it?
Yeah, it's a really good league, and before this rule is into place, it's probably the best league that you can play to develop to play college hockey. It teaches you both sides of the puck of the game, sorry for sure, and it does develop you offensively and defensively. I really enjoyed my time in Green Bay. I'm happy to be here now, but um, only good things to say about the league. It's very good league. It's very skilled, and yeah, it develops players for the next level.
Tell us a little bit about Green Bay because it's a pretty cool area and a lot of great sports history there. What was it like kind of embedding yourself in that and being around that?
Yeah, it was awesome just to be so close to the Packers. Went to a few games. It was nice to be there. It's a nice area. And yeah, it was amazing.
Did you go to any like those super cold winter games? Like, were you there with the crazy guys with their shirts off in minus
No,
50? Like,
no, no. Those
those
I'd
people,
rather. I'd watch those from home.
those guys get pretty good. The cheeseheads, man, they get pretty
Yeah,
revved up down there.
yeah, for
It's quite
sure.
an atmosphere. I'm glad you were able to make it out to a few games. Watch Jordan Love slinging it around.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty fun.
yeah.
Um, as you come up here and you join the Guelph Storm, what kind of mark do you want to leave in the Ontario Hockey League as you begin your journey here?
I just want to help the team in any way like I can. Like I said that before. I love winning, and I just want to help Guelph win in whatever way that's possible.
Last year, you obviously got a really unique opportunity. You got to put on a Team Canada sweater and win a gold medal, too. I mean, doubly impressive with Team Canada white at the U17 World Hockey Challenge. What was that experience like for you and your family putting that maple leaf on? I'm sure that was very, very special.
Yeah, it was one of my definitely most special hockey moments and achievements for sure. Just to be able to do that with my family, it was such an honor to be able to wear the Canadian flag, and we had such a great team, such a close team over such a short period of time, and I'm just so lucky to be able to win the gold medal.
Where's the gold medal now? Did you kind of keep it for yourself or is it in mom and dad's office? Where's the gold medal?
Yeah, it's in my room at home, just hanging up. Just and we my our team actually got a picture framed for all of us of our team. We all got one, and it was our team, just our team photo, and then our championship photo. So just to be able to have those memories are amazing. Something that I can look back on in 30 years. Just I'll always have that. So it's awesome.
Absolutely. Hey, gold medal. That's no joke, man. I wonder what your game day routine's like. I've talked, you can go back and watch some of the other ones, maybe learn a bit about your new teammates on the show. Some of the guys are pretty, they keep their superstitions, well hidden. Some guys are very upfront about it. Would you describe yourself as a real superstitious player? Like, what's your game day routine like?
I wouldn't say I'm really superstitious. I like to get to the rink pretty late, just so when I'm at the rink, I'm dialed in on what I'm doing. I get to the rink like 15 minutes before I gotta be there. Go through my meetings and then go into the gym, do an own warm up slash workout for 20-25 minutes, then do a team warm up, and then do some sprints, and then just go out to the ice and visualize. I don't really have any crazy superstitions. I mean, if I have a good game, I probably won't change my tie or my socks. But other than that, I don't. I'm not really superstitious.
Yeah, those are pretty tame ones, I'll be honest. I've heard some crazier ones on here, that's for sure. Um, Tell me a little bit. There's one thing that guys can get superstitious about, and it's the way they tape their stick. Tell me about your stick. What kind of stick are you rocking? The lie, the flex, and what kind of tape job do you prefer?
Yeah, I last year I definitely switched up my shade job a lot, but this year I've kept it pretty similar. I do kind of like a low sock with thick white tape on the blade, and then for the knob I do a pretty fat knob and thin layers down about a quarter of my stick. I use a 70 flex, and I get chirped a lot for the curve I use. I use a P88. It's pretty straight. Something I've used my whole life. I've tried other curves. It's just the the only one that works for me.
I don't know why guys are chirping you about the P88. It's a really popular curve nowadays.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with that curve. There's nothing wrong with that. There's certainly going to be nothing wrong with it if you start sniping a bunch of goals. Then all your teammates are going to start asking you, "Hey, let me try that stick out a little bit," right?
yeah,
Um, when did you kind of start to develop, that more pro style mentality when you prepare for games? Because, when you're a little kid, the game's about having fun. But then as you start kind of approaching the GTHL U16, you're heading into your OHL draft year, you got to start taking things a little more seriously. When
yeah.
did you start kind of developing that more pro style of mentality?
I'd say I've always been a pretty serious um, guy. Once the puck drops, I tend, if I get too like super hyper focused before the game, too much thoughts flow through my head. So I remember before every game that I'm just playing a game. I'm supposed to be having fun, and I feel like that mentality has worked for me. And obviously, there's a point when you're younger, you realize like in the finals of a tournament, like this is a big game, and I feel like playing for the Marlies, I got a lot of that experience just to be able to take that into every game and have that mentality every game.
Yeah, you certainly would have. I mean, it's a highly touted program for a good reason. I wonder, away from the ice, what are some things you like to do when you can kind of forget about hockey for a little while, especially in the summer? What are some things you like to do away from the rink?
I started golfing. I'm not too good, but I
Okay.
enjoy playing golf. I like water sports like wakeboarding or wake surfing and hanging out with friends. Just being outside, playing other sports like basketball, anything like outside I enjoy, and spending time with family.
There you go. Okay, well, you'll like the Royal City then. You'll fit into Guelph real well. It's a very outdoorsy city. A lot of good trails around. I think you'll fit in well. Music wise, I always like to pick your teammates' brains about the music. Get ready. If you're not a country fan, you're gonna have to become one because the room's a big country room. Where do you fall on the musical spectrum? What are you listening to get pumped up?
I honestly don't really care.
Okay.
I can listen to country or rap. I'm not a really headphones guy, so whatever is going on in the room, I listen to before games, and that's kind of just like what gets me going. Just being in a room with my teammates kind of just fires me up. I don't really care what's on the music.
Okay, I like that answer. Well, get ready because Cam Allen controls the aux cord, as far as I've been told. Get ready for a heavy dose of Luke Bryan and Morgan Wallen. You're going to be hearing a lot of that stuff. Just in terms of, like, do you like any Netflix shows? Are you a big streamer? Are there any TV shows you like in your downtime?
Yeah, I really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've watched that a few times, and Superstore as well. Those have been probably, and I just finished Prison Break. I know it's an older show, but those three
Oh,
shows I've gone over and watched many times.
Prison Break's a classic, but the other ones, okay, so you're a big comedy fan then. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
like
enjoy
that.
comedy for sure.
I like that. There you go. I've been told by a few people that I look like Jake Peralta. I don't think I see the resemblance. Maybe it's the glasses. I don't know. I don't quite see it. I think he's better looking than me too. I want to ask you as well, just about sports movies. Like when I was growing up, sports movies were a big thing. The Mighty Ducks, all that stuff. Do you have
Yeah.
any favorites that come to mind?
Yeah, I watched Mighty Ducks when I was younger for sure, but I think my favorite movie, just because it's my dad and my older brother's favorite sports movie, would be Draft Day, or uh,
Oh,
or I think it's called Moneyball. Those are two
oh
good
yeah.
movies that I like.
Moneyball's a good one. Draft Day's a good one. Not a hockey one though, eh? No love for Slapshot.
I do like Slapshot. It's pretty funny, and obviously Miracle's a good movie too. So
Miracle is a good movie. We got to let the Americans have that one. That's
yeah,
a good movie.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Lev, hey, I really appreciate it. I'm excited to get to know you a little better. And more than anything, I'm excited, along with Storm Nation, to watch you come up here and play, man. Congrats on all your success so far. And we're very, very excited to see you in action at the Sleeman Centre, my friend. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody, remember you can find this podcast on the Storm website, all your favorite podcast apps. And if you want to come down and see Lev Katzin and his Guelph Storm teammates in action, you can find tickets on the Guelph Storm website or the box office at the Sleeman Center. We'll be back next week with more Eye of the Storm.